have been manufacturing and making glass here for the past 10 years as Angel Share Glass. The company itself was founded by my father and myself, basically because of a film that we watched called The Angel Share. We knew what the Angel Share was, but many don't, and the Angel Share represents the 2% of whiskey which is matured in barrels for at least a minimum of 3 years to be called Scotch, and during that time about 2% evaporates. But before then, science, etc., they used to think that the angels came down and took their share of whiskey, and that's why there was less in the barrel when they opened it. But it is a technical term, it's a very used term in every distillery. And when we watched the film The Angel Share, it kind of sparked a little thing in our minds that although it's mentioned in every distillery in Scotland, it's not seen. A bit like the Loch Ness Monster, everyone kind of has heard about it, but they've never seen it. So we decided to create our signature product, which is our Glass Angel. Fill it with Scotch whisky and seal it away so no one ever gets it. It's the Angel Share of whisky. So that was where our first ever product we manufactured, and we've just taken it to a different level. When we first started the company, we had no idea that we would be shipping stuff all over the world, and that's been a huge success story for us. And a lot of people would look at us as a small craft business. But now we're not. We're now a commercial manufacturer. Our manufacturing and exporting journey started probably about 2 or 3 years into business. We had quite a good home market, but all of a sudden we were getting interest in our products from overseas. So we had to quickly adapt from a small craft business into a business that was exporting. We had to learn a lot about export. So initially our first exporting orders were to the US. Obviously there's a synergy there with Scotch and expats, and people understand Scotch whisky under the same Angel Share as what we have here in Scotland. So it was quite an easy export sale, really, because people understood what we were trying to say and what we were trying to sell. So our exporting journey is integral now. We are a global company, even though we're still small. We sell to pretty much any country that wants to take our products. And because we've done the kind of groundwork in terms of, exporting or importing into bigger countries like the US and China, we kind of know the paperwork involved and all the pitfalls that can come with trying to get your products into a country. So it's been quite a challenge in certain times, but yeah, we love a challenge here. So our biggest challenge is just customs and certain red tape that you have to go through with making sure your product's approved in that country. Also make sure you know what paperwork you need to have in place. Many a time we've sent shipments, and even though we've assumed we've had all the right paperwork, they still want something else that's not there, so the shipment can be put on hold or sent back even. So especially with Brexit was a huge learning curve for the staff as well. You're now dealing with a lot of paperwork and making sure that we had representation in certain countries. Because if you're not aware of that, and if you've not got someone, a small company, you've not got someone in-house who's dealing with all these compliance issues, then you just have to learn it on the go. And we've learned sometimes the hard way, but sometimes that's a good lesson, because then you never make that mistake again. And so overcoming some challenges, we reach out to our government bodies. So certainly Scottish Enterprise and the trade international bodies who have people there who are experts in moving stuff around the world. And if we reach out to them and use those agencies, we had felt like we were supported, and it helped us, navigate our way through some things. One of our other biggest challenges was even a shipment that the ship went on fire. We didn't have insurance for that. We had no idea we needed a special insurance for that. When it was in transit, we just assumed that, it would all be covered in terms of the shipment itself, but no. And that was a huge learning curve for us. Luckily, we managed to get our goods back, but certain times, they're just lost, and that can be a lot of money for a small company. To someone who's thinking about starting to export, I would certainly seek out some support from your local agencies who can help you. They'll guide you to the right places. they'll normally have the experts for IP or for customs. Certainly they'll be able to help you. And I would say that's the biggest thing, is reach out to these agencies. That's what they're there for. And certainly that is how you will succeed and not make the mistakes that many small businesses do when they're trying to export. Yeah, so 10 years of Angel Share Glass, we are now looking at a new plan where we want to open up our products and things as an experience as well. So we're looking down the visitor centre route, experience where you can come and try glass blowing. So a very different path. We will still obviously keep growing our markets. There's a lot of markets we're not in, like South Korea or Japan. So these are markets that are now on our radar. So we're always looking at new markets and how we can enter them. Once you've opened up to the world, I think it makes you feel like you're a bigger player than a small fish in the UK sea. You're a much bigger fish in a worldwide sea, which is lovely.